what she said. She's magical, mystical, a powerful wonder girl.
Joining us now is the founder of Life Coach Financial Strategies, Renee Rebello, with a very timely topic, how to avoid that holiday financial hangover. Welcome back to What She Said.
Oh, thank you. Thank you very much.
So we're creeping up to the big day, and for some people, it's almost like Christmas comes as a surprise every year. What can we do to make our wallets happy going forward?
Well, there's lots of things that people can do. One of them is plan throughout the year, which is one of the biggest things that people should be doing because they aren't surprised that Christmas is coming.
No, it seems to come every year. All the
year.
Holidays do.
December 25th, in case you didn't know. Anyways, that being said, there is things you can do that can help you in your pocketbook and help you save some money on spending. So what I'm going to discuss with you today is just some of the things you can do that maybe you've forgotten that you can do that will just tweak you and be like, oh yeah, I'm going to do that.
Okay.
So one of the first things that I always tell people is look at your points cards. So, gas points and gas cards, because teenagers are the hardest people to buy for. But I'll tell you, I have teenagers and they love gas cards. So go
Good
and
point.
look at your little points cards with all your gas stations that you might have, or even with your credit cards, and redeem them for your drugstore gift cards so that they can buy their makeup or some gas cards. And that's free. That's using your points just to get those things.
Yep.
Another one is, and you mentioned it, you made eggnog yesterday.
I did.
There you go. See, and me personally, I'm one of those people who calls for the cookie exchange. But if you are talented enough to be able to make some home baked goods or have a hobby that is a homemade item, use that for gifts. People like me really appreciate those things because I can't bake. So when someone makes me cookies, I'm very, very excited, or eggnog, hint, hint. Then I'm very excited about those gifts. And I'm sure I'm not unique in that aspect. So I always say to people, if you have a talent or you have an ability, don't take it for granted. Use it and use that as gifts to give to your loved ones and your friends, because I'm sure they'll appreciate it.
Okay.
So.
And a list. We should have a list,
Oh,
right?
yes. One of the best things you can do is make a list before you go to your malls or wherever you're going shopping. Because if you don't have a list and who you're buying for, you're going to buy randomly. Because guess what? There's always a sale. And it's always a really good deal.
Yeah, I saved so much today. It's like, I could have saved a whole lot more if I'd never spent anything.
Exactly. And then you take your stuff home and you put it in piles about who you bought for. And you're like, wow, this big pile's for me. And the rest is for two people. Oh, no. Right? So it's nice to not only make that list, but also carry envelopes with the amount of cash that you're going to spend on each person on your list. So if you've got, cousin Jimmy and, niece Charlotte, put in the amount of money in each of those envelopes and put their names on it. And that's all you spend on them. And when the money's out, they're done. That's all you're getting.
And it's cash, so you're not getting a bill later.
That's right. It's totally controllable by you. And if you don't know what you're looking for to buy for them, then ask them. There's nothing wrong with asking the people on your list what they want, because at least then they're not regifting it back to you next year.
Yeah, but let's talk a little bit about regifting, because I have sort of a room in my house and a closet in that room which has a whole lot of gifts I know I'm never going to use, but my husband is totally against regifting.
Well, I think that's a personal preference. A few people I mention it to are like, oh my goodness, I can't believe you're going to say that. But it's true. Everyone has a spot in their house of gifts that they have gotten that they don't know what to do with. They can't return it to get their money back. So why not regift it? Maybe you don't like bubble bath, but I love bubble bath. So I would really love that.
Is that another hint, Renee?
Could be. I'm more on the hot tub list, but I'll take bubble bath if that's what I'm getting. But, these are things that, sometimes we get an abundance of, and we throw them in that closet or on that shelf in the cupboard and we forget about them, but other people can really use them. And even, if you want and you've got charities you want to donate it to, I'm sure those women will love to see that at Christmas too.
Absolutely. Now, and also with that, there are gift cards that give something back to charities too.
So a lot of the restaurants locally in some of the stores will offer where if you buy $50 worth of gift cards, they'll give you $25 for free or 10% back for free. So if you're going to buy gift cards, then you might as well get some that give you some back for yourself, so that when you do go out in January for dinner, you're saving $10 or $15 or $20 on your own meal. So buy gift cards that give you something back also in return. So for sure.
And you're all about the potluck.
And I am all about the potluck. Me, the person who cannot bake, cannot cook, is all about the potluck. But you know what? There's some stores that make food that tastes like homemade. So I'm all about them too. But the potluck for me is about, even for me, it's about bringing wine. I love to bring wine to a potluck and a few bottles of it. Something that I'm going to do in the new year is endeavor on making my own wine. So therefore, that'll give me the ability to bring wine to a potluck, something that didn't cost me a lot and is homemade and covers everything we just covered in all of our points.
Now, I always hear, on the radio, they say the average spend this Christmas, I think this year it's somewhere around $600. But comparing to what other people are spending is a bad plan too.
And it's interesting because I get that all the time with regards to everything financial, is people always wondering what everybody else is doing. Don't worry about what everybody else is doing. Everyone's income is different. Everyone's spending habits are different. Everyone's budgets are different. Do not compare what you spend on people against other people, because it's going to make you feel bad and you're going to feel like it's not enough. So that's one of the biggest things I always tell people is do not compare your spending to others.
And tell people where they can connect with you online.
They can connect with me online at mylcfs.ca, and I also have a secret Facebook group that I share really big secrets on. So if you want to be a part of that, then please reach out to me through the link or through the website, and I'd be happy to join you into our secret Facebook group.
Well, thanks very much for joining us today.
Thanks for having me.
This is What She Said. We'll be right back.
What she said, she's magical, mystical, or a powerful one.